Hello friends and welcome to my little corner on the internet. Um so funny story. I had something completely different planned today. I will be going to IKEA in a little bit with a friend of mine because she needs to return something and get something. But it's also a fall season, or it's starting to be autumn, so they are going to have cute little bits and pieces, like pumpkins and whatnot, that I want to get to maybe also decorate my library a little bit. But I have had the extreme urge to rearrange my books for a few weeks, if not a couple of months now, and it is getting to a point where I can no longer put it off. I was thinking, that would be a cute thing to do at the end of the year or the beginning of the year as a sort of reset thing, but we have a little over a quarter left in the year, and if I don't do it now, I will be so annoyed with myself. I have also been watching some booktube today, so I just got inspiration. I wasn't even watching library reorganization videos per se, just seeing people read and just live their best bookish life always inspires me so much, which is honestly the reason I started this channel, because I want to share my love for books. And it's just, there's no better way to do that, right? So I got inspired and I just really, really need to reorganize this. I also want to reorganize it in the way that I am more aware of the books that are still on my physical TBR. Because right now I have this organized by genre and by language. I have a lot of English books, all of this is English. But once we get to the other side, this is where more of my German books are, or my German books are, period. And while I do like this division of German and English books, I need a more clear-cut view of my actual physical TBR, because I was doing so well, and then I ordered books, and now I'm like, ha! So, yeah. It's also, there's no book haul coming anytime soon, because unfortunately I ordered from the works and they do not ship to Germany. So I shipped them to a friend's house, and I don't know when I will see her next, so I cannot actually get my books until I see her next. Either she comes here or I go visit her. Both things are sort of in the planning, in the works, but we will see. So I will, I think, make myself... So I have two of the smaller, of the thinner Billy bookshelf, bookcases here to that side. And I think I am going to make those my physical TBR shelves. Because at this point, I need bookcases. I need full-on shelves for my physical TBR. Just a little TBR card is not enough. And that will also make it easier for me to grab books that I want to potentially read for my monthly TBRs. Not 100% sure how I'm going to divide English and German yet, but I do want to keep my genre shelves as well. So these are actually really good examples. This is mostly my Asian inspired, and I'm going to say Asian because I do have a couple of different countries' mythologies, I think, in here. And authors with different backgrounds. So I have that, but then I also have my translated Japanese magical realism stories, I guess they are, on a different shelf because they didn't fit on here anymore. And then I've got below that, my mostly Greek mythology inspired stuff, and I do want to keep those. I'm just gonna have to figure out how to keep them so that I can also slot the books in that I will have then read once they are off of my physical TBR shelves, if that makes sense. So basically, a whole big plan, not planned out. It's gonna be a lot of me going back and forth here. I am going to start this. There is probably no way that I will finish that today because it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I am guessing that my friend will probably text me around 5 that she gets to leave work. Yeah, so once she texts me, hey, I'm getting to leave, I will then get ready to go to IKEA and then see how far I will have gotten. But I am excited for this. There are a few shelves that I will probably not really touch, especially some of my German shelves. Because, yeah, I don't know how to do that yet, honestly, actually. Because I feel like most of them are actually unread, so I would just have to move them all the way there, but I want that to be my German corner, so I will figure it out. But, honestly, I hope you enjoy. Hello! So I just got back from IKEA, and I have to say I'm slightly disappointed in my local IKEA because they didn't have any of the things that I wanted. I did get this little baby because we have it in the big version, and I thought this is really cute, and I'm either gonna have my mom or my sister use it upstairs, or maybe I'll put it on the shelves here. I don't know yet. But we also went to Jysk. Jysk? Not quite sure how to pronounce it. But I got this little baby from there. And I just thought it looked really cool. So I'm probably going to put that on the shelves here as well. But that's it. Honestly, kind of disappointed. But what can I do? And then I thought I'd give a little bit of an update on the situation. The situation is that I had to start, actually, don't know how far the microphone will reach, but I had to start double stacking the books. There are more books behind these, because these shelves are full, and it is, just the English ones. I have not put the German ones yet. And now I'm debating on if I should put English unread here and a German unread there. But I want to see them all in one bit, you know? So I could take up this third middle shelf as well and do that as unread. But I like the way it looks. Although technically I could, because almost all of what is on there is actually unread anyway. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to not double stack, I think. I'm going to try and see if I can do it with that shelf without double stacking. If I do need to double stack, I will. But that is what is happening right now. And yeah, I will continue for a little bit more, like an hour or so maybe. And then I'm going to get ready for bed and for tomorrow. And yeah, because I'll need to sleep early tonight. Okay, so I ended up doing things the other way around. I've had dinner, I have gotten ready for bed, taken a shower, and just, yeah, so I'm just going to give myself like 30 more minutes to try and get all of my German unread books onto those shelves, and then I will continue doing this another day. I don't know when I will have time. Hopefully Wednesday. Tomorrow definitely not going to be happening. I am not gonna be home until late in the evening, or like early evening, and then just gonna get to bed, because the Wednesday I have to get up really early. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly try to speed run this-ish, and I'll see how it goes. I will probably have to check Goodreads again a couple of times, because at points I'm not sure whether I've picked up a book so often wanting to read it, or if I've actually read the book. So yeah, I am going to go do that, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, I think I've done it. So if we take a look back here, that should be all of my unread books if I have done this correctly. Whoop, my bad for the bad camera. Okay, so there are actually a couple of instances where I had to double up the shelves. So here, there, and then there. And yes, I think that's it. I am going to count them and figure out how many of these now actually are unread. But I am also not necessarily happy with how the shelves actually look at the moment. So it's like, because they're mostly empty. It's so sad. I put some of them together now. But I also know that a couple of them are gonna get filled up relatively quickly, because that's just what I'm, like, reading. Like, what I'm planning on reading very soon. And then these are the shelves of shame, because there's, like, literally nothing on them anymore. I also, like, I haven't done anything with these because those are technically my sister's, and I gotta figure out how I'm gonna add them to my shelves. But, technically those up there I have as unread. But I have read some of them, just I wasn't tracking my reading back when I was reading them. And so I technically have them all as unread except for, I think, the first one. But I'm not going to put them off the shelves because I don't know when I'm ever going, like, if I'm ever going to actually read them, like if I'm going to finish that, or when I'm going to be doing that. So, yeah. I just can't believe that I have done this now, and I'm going to count because I do want to know. So we will see how that goes. And then, yeah, I might stop this video here, or I might do something else if I have the urge to rearrange them again, just to make them look nicer, maybe, but this will definitely pressure me into reading more. So maybe I'll leave them like this for now, because now it's not cozy going into my library anymore, because it's like, and I'm saying library, this isn't like I do not have 1,000 books, like, no, but I think I might be a little over halfway there, and that makes me really happy, but it's like the library room. So, yeah, reading is definitely gonna be... What is this I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera, but I don't really have that steady of a grip. So, yeah. We'll see. I'm going to do my best, and I'm gonna count. Okay, so I am confused because I apparently... Oh my god, I know why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15? Okay, no, I'm still confused. Oh, no, I'm not, because I didn't count those. But then that would be more than that. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. So, counting the books that I technically own, but that aren't physically with me yet, and counting the, what are they called? Like the Kathy Reichs books that I have not put on that side. My calculations are that I'm at 303 unread books. That also includes my TBR card, which I almost forgot. I was getting really confused because I was at like 240 something, and I was like, I know that I have more unread books than that. So, I'm still confused because, like, Goodreads is telling me that, my goodness, I have marked 292 books as physical TBR, and now I'm gonna have to go through and figure out which ones are on there and which ones aren't. I have also made a DNF shelf, which is already relatively full. Those are the books that once I no longer have space, like those are going to be the ones I would get rid of first. Because I already know a couple of books that right now I don't mind owning, but I definitely will never reread. I didn't like the book, or like different reasons. There are some books that I will keep because they were birthday presents, for example, and they were gifted to me with the absolutely like most amazing intentions, and I would never get rid of them unless I was in absolutely dire need of space. But okay, can we talk about how cute the romance shelf looks? Like, those colors are amazing. But yeah, so I'm gonna not figure out which books are on my physical TBR that are not on my physical TBR on Goodreads. Too tired for that. I want to go to bed soon. It's 9:15, and I am going to go continue reading the books that I'm currently reading. So yeah, because I want to finish them, and I want to be able to put them on the shelf so I can actually get rid of some of the other books. I, at this point, think I may have almost the same amount of English unread books. My bad. As I have, no, I have a little more, no, I have a bit more English unread books, but I read much, much more in English than I do in German, so I have a couple of ideas how I'm gonna get my German physical TBR down, because at this point, some of these books I got so long ago that I don't even know whether I'll still like them. So I have a couple of ideas for those, and we will see how it goes. But what's funny to me is also that I have a trilogy where I only have the first and the third book. So technically I still need the second book, which will just add another book to my physical TBR. But yeah, I am going to get reading, honestly, because I'm also really, because I physically touched all of them, I sort of remembered some of the books that are on my physical TBR that I'm really excited for, and I am going to start reading those because I need to. There are some that I really want to read because they are so popular, and then others I want to read because I want to read them for myself, like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings series. Like, I still have not read that. I read The Hobbit, I would say 8-ish years ago, and I really enjoyed it, but I haven't continued, and I have these beautiful leather-bound editions of, the heroes of Tolkien and the dictionary of Tolkien and stuff like that, that beautifully fit my editions of The Lord of the Rings, and they're companion books done by, I think, David day, yes. And I technically have those as physical TBR, but to be quite honest, I don't think I'm ever going to really read through them. It's going to be like, because like it's all of Tolkien and not just Lord of the Rings. So I would have to properly read through like all of Tolkien first before reading through those makes sense. Which, don't get me wrong, I do want to read through more than just The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. But that's just not going to be happening anytime soon. So we will see by the end of this year, maybe the end of next year, or sometime next year, what I will say. But yeah, I am going to go now and get to bed and read a little bit more. And then cry myself to sleep because of my physical TBR. No, I'm really happy I did this because this is making me anxious, and I need that as well as deadlines to feel pressure to read. Like, I love reading, but sometimes I just need that little bit of pressure. So I'm gonna go do that. Good morning. It is a couple of days later, and last night I figured out what the problem was with the books. Like, why I had more books that while physically counting than were on my Goodreads. And turns out the reason is that I'm stupid. So I had somehow managed to put books on those shelves that had no business being there. For example, books that I've already read. Books that I wanted to reread, already read, but wanted to reread so I could continue the series. And books that I soft DNF. I'm gonna make a whole extra shelf for those so that I don't accidentally unhaul them, but I also don't pressure myself into reading them, because I stopped reading them at the time because I felt that I wasn't really in the mood for it, but do really want to try reading them. And then I also seem to have forgotten to put a few of the books onto my Goodreads. So all in all, after I had managed all of that and recounted, I was I had a total of 299 unread books. Yay. It is less than 300, which makes me super happy, but it is still much, much more than where I want it to be. So that's the problem when I go to London. I tend to buy books because I was at like somewhere around 270-ish, probably. And then I went to London and then I ordered books there as well, and it's just, this happens. So I'm definitely gonna have to like try to do a like book buying ban challenge or something at some point. I don't know when, because in November, like probably my most highly anticipated read is coming out and I need my hands on it ASAP. So I might either do like a rule where I'm allowed to buy like my anticipated reads, just nothing more than that, or start after. I don't quite know yet. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up and maybe subscribing. I will continue posting stuff like this, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know how many books you have on your physical TBR, because I find that highly interesting if people have shelf control or not. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.